Hello there everybody, how you doing? Hope you're all doing very well indeed. This is myself, Matty Tomato. Welcome back to some SimCity 4, where the region is one big city. So, we have sort of, began sort of going into this section over here. We've started to get some more dense buildings. In fact, we built our first dense residential buildings at the end of Railbury up here. And that will start developing into possibly some denser buildings. But for the start of this particular session, and indeed for this episode, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start work on this tile here. So we can see, obviously, the transportation map. We've got some railway coming in here. I believe, is there we didn't carry that avenue on, did we? And we were saying that most of this is probably going to be farmland and stuff like that. But I am going to do that, but this is in fact going to be a request city. It's been a while. Haven't worked on a couple. There's been a couple of requests that have come through. Thanks ever so much for putting them in. But this was requested way back. Probably, I think it was either the very first or possibly the second episode. I can't remember. This has been requested for a very long time. So apologies for the delays, but I do want to work on. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah. I do want to work on some more of these requested cities that have been coming through here. Yes, so we've got the railway track coming in here, and then we're going to have the river. That's fine. But yeah, this is going to be a request city. So, having constructed a few cities where we've obviously looked to go high wealth, we've looked to give a lot of services and things like that. This particular city is looking to be a little bit of a shithole. So this was requested a little while back. So yeah, we're going to work on this one. But this is actually going to be a really, really bad place to live. We do not want to be. This is not going to be somewhere you're going to want to live. So I'm going to just sort of. I'm going to curve the river here. It looks a little bit odd at the moment, but yeah, but, I'll straighten that up in a minute. But I'm just going to randomly curve the river around this way. And I think I'm just going to send it off over here. Something like that, I don't know. Yeah, that'll be fine. We will obviously smooth out some of the edges here. So, there we go. That's better. Yeah, much better. That looks a bit odd though. Straighten that up a little bit like that. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Straighten that up. And probably there as well. Just straighten up a few of these because some of these edges don't look quite brilliant. But yeah, it is normal that you would have some edges like that. But yeah. And also we want to soften as well. So just a little bit of softening over there. I don't use the soften very much, but it is actually quite good to just create some softer edges for the riverbank, basically. Although eventually at some point we will build some cliffs and things like that. We definitely do want to be doing that. Okay, so let's save and exit because I do want to have a quick look at the layout of the river with respect to what's going on there. So straight away, it's a bit too wide, isn't it? It is a bit too big. It doesn't need to be that big. So we're going to want to fix that then. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, it's a bit too big. So if we push it in a little bit there. Let's move forward a bit there. There we go. Nice. Yeah, it doesn't need to be that big. So push it in that way a little bit more as well. Maybe create a little bit more of a curve there. Yeah, that's fine. And then here as well, I think we need to just shove that forward a bit like that. Yeah, there we go, that's much better. There we are. Right, that's a little bit thinner, that's much better. I think it will obviously rebuild that railway, but we will just push that in a little bit. I think I might have gone a little bit overkill now though on that. Not sure. Might have done. Oh no, actually that looks fine. Yeah, no, that's much better. And then we'll curve it off again. I don't know. I'm not really sure where I actually want this river to go. But yes, so we've obviously got an industry park up here. We may decide to continue with some of that. Not too sure. But yeah, okay, so this is basically the structure that we're going with. So yeah, and this is a request city. This is going to be Crackton. And this was requested by the Bonobo. There we go. I think it was the Bonobo 4 actually is the request. But yes, this was a requested city, and basically this needs to be pretty awful. So we're not looking to go high wealth. We're not looking to provide any city services. We're basically just looking to create a bit of a rubbish. SimScatter offers advantages. Yeah, so this is looking to be a rather terrible place to be. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of work on this railway a little bit here. I don't really want to be too straight. This is all going to be farms over here anyway, as we've deduced already, but I don't want it to be that straight. Although I will bridge... Actually, no, what am I doing? Cut it in a little bit further over like that there we go, and we'll position a road over rail bridge here for that, so that can go there. Might bridge this over the river, yeah, and I don't think we were that worried about ferries here, were we? But I don't remember being that worried about ferries, so let's go with something a little bit, yeah, that's actually quite okay, I quite like that. Might increase the height just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Yeah, that's okay. So we'll pop in a bridge there, and then this railway track will come down here, curve it that way a little bit, and then off that way. I suppose that's going to be fine. Yeah, there's not really much else really that I wanted to do there. Now, one thing I do want to do is pop over to the industry zone here and create a couple of... Oh, yes, we did start farmland there, that's true. A couple of road connections here. So, probably there. And... am I able to shove in, by any chance, a bridge right in there? I am. Excellent. Okay. So put a bridge in there. So I can do this, and then destroy that. Okay. And then connect those up like that. It looks a bit weird, but at the end of the day it's a couple of road connections. So, need a couple of road connections there, but we did also start the agriculture on this side, so technically we should just build more agriculture. So it's going to be very farmland based, but I was thinking about creating like a village of some sort here anyway, like really just not a great place to live. So if we just run this straight down here like that, I suppose we could do this as well. I guess maybe we could run that over there. That's probably going to be fine. I don't know yet though, because we might just use that tile to just as a scenic tile. So actually, you know what? No, I think we will not do that. I think we'll just use that as a scenic tile. We might build some residential and whatnot in and around here, but in general, not really going to be looking to do much, although we obviously do have the railway there. So, we need a power plant. See, I was thinking about building a coal one just to make it really dirty and horrible, and I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to slap it right by the river. I'm going to have some really bad pollution around there. But this is supposed to be a relatively bad place to live. So, actually, you know what? Let's build a slab of residential right next to that, and even here as well. You know what? Let's do it. And a shop right there. It's supposed to be a pretty bad place to live. So, just out of curiosity, are they actually going to build things there? Wow. Okay. So we want some farmland there. Farm there. And farm there. And obviously the reason for the gaps is obviously to run a street through the middle there. Just to segregate the some of the farms, basically, is all I wanted to do. And then this can be... Really? That's too big. Okay, sure. Again, another one there. I don't know, just something like that. It's probably going to be fine, isn't it? And then we could do a little bit more over there. as well. That'll be okay. So we can design a little bit more like that. Can't believe there's whales in these rivers. That's quite funny. We'll pull the power across here. That's probably going to be fine. And then we'll position some more agriculture in and around here. Now, of course, this is supposed to be a bad place to live, so no city services, nothing like that. Although we might end up doing a fire of some sort. But actually, maybe just to prevent some fires, let's go with the smoke detector program. We will also legalize gambling, just to make crime a bit more of a thing here. But obviously, no police station. No. We can't be having that. So let's build a couple of farms in and around here. That seems fine. And I suppose we will need. We'll get a road. It comes down here. Maybe just runs along here. Cuts across there. Just like that, really. I suppose. It's going to be fine. And then we'll go red over rail. And just very quickly just shove one of those in there like that. Basically. And we'll have a couple more residences over there. And we're going to shove in some in here. Because it's terrible. Actually, I might be able to do what? Let's do something like this. A couple of little properties. Like that. I don't know. Just some little properties on the end there. That looks awful. No, Mayor doesn't want to live here. Gee whiz, no, definitely not. Right, so with that then, this is kind of a road that just doesn't really go anywhere here, so don't really know what to do with that, but it's going to look a bit weird. Yeah, there we go. So we got some really bad places. We could build some bad industries in and around here as well, I suppose. Actually, should we put these here? Let's put some really bad industries kicking around as well. What an awful place. Gee whiz. So yeah, it is mostly farmland, but then there's no city services. We've got people living right next to the coal power plant, which is in the middle of the map, so the whole place is going to be polluted. Like, I imagine the, where's the, oh no, environment's actually pretty good, strangely enough. I'm very surprised by that. Like, seriously. Gee whiz. Okay, maybe a couple more. Just in and around here. Something or other. Yeah, just a few little extra properties. That also look dreadful. And then maybe one or two more over there as well. Just shove them into little corners and whatnot. So there's 1,000 people living here, so I'm quite surprised by that, but really is truly awful. Surprisingly, it allows me to do that. Okay, so let's let that fill in. Fabulous. Right, that's Crackton. Really quite awful. Where gambling is legalised, you can live next to a coal power plant, and it really is just quite awful. So yeah, it's quite a lot of farmland, as we can see there, so it's very, very spread out into this sort of farmland structure. If we go with the boundaries here, we can see, you know, there's quite a lot of small tiles. So if anything, what we might want to do is you might want to start transitioning into some hills, or we can use the river. In particular, maybe we could transition into some sort of mountainous terrain, which could be quite cool. But I don't know. Maybe we might just sort of go with this hilly structure along the bottom here, just along the bottom, and then we can create a couple of farms in and around there. So if we did do that, So this particular one here, this is going to be straightforward, so we'll obviously reconcile. But yeah, we didn't build a road coming across here, and we don't need to. So if we just carry this on in a relatively straight line, sort of along here. But what I was thinking was maybe we could create a small like stream that comes in and joins into this little river. Well, it's not little, but oh, have I done that absolutely perfectly? It's a little bit off on the top, isn't it? Just a tiny bit. It needs the most marginal, like that, basically, I think. It needs the most tiniest little bit. Yeah, that looks good, actually. It's relatively straight. It's okay, yeah. But I was thinking just some sort of little stream that runs in from here. Maybe. It doesn't have to be... So, if we go with Steep Valley, and just have that running in here. Like that. Basically. So that runs off there like that. And then for this one, we reconcile Steep Valley. And sort of just a really narrow stream. Comes down here. Is that going to work? Yeah, it looks okay. Looks a bit odd. Just, it's very straight, isn't it? And it does look a little bit weird. I'll give it. You know, it does look a little bit silly. But then we can maybe, so in this corner here, maybe raise some of the terrain a little bit here, so we can go higher over there. I think that's how we'll do it. Yeah, and then we'll create a small area of hills along the bottom here. So, again, with this one, reconcile, bring the terrain up. Let's raise the terrain. Right, don't know whether that looks okay or not. Let's have a little look. No, we can see that's a lot higher on that side. So actually what we need to do is we need to raise, so we don't want to reconcile, but we want to raise the terrain there. I think. Yeah, that's better. That looks a lot smoother. Yeah, much better. Okay, and then for this one, obviously we do need to create something because we've got the railway coming down here. So we've got the railway coming in here, so we'll need to create some farms and whatnot. So we can continue that as an agricultural area. So let's go down here. We will reconcile, because we've got the hills. So again, that just needs to be raised up, but then we can sort of end the hills here. It doesn't have to be that high, so we can end it here. Few trees. Let's double check again that the maps. So actually, we need to raise it up a bit more on that side now. Raise it up there. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Okay. So if we go over here, we don't reconcile, and we will call this Crafton Hill, basically. So we'll go with that. So, and then these roads, they kind of need to just come together at some point, really, is what they need to do. So if we grab the train, let's just send that off down there, like that. And then these roads just need to, I don't know, we can either send it up through the hills, which might be a way to go. Yes, it's going to look odd, that, but So if we sort of send this up through here, right alongside the hills, round the back here, down. So it's like a road that goes around, basically. It's a bit like a kind of an odd ring road. There. Then same thing, we grab the bridge. Put it in over there, like that. And connect that up along there. So it's just some sort of ring road that goes around over the top of the hill. And then we'll build some wind turbines in various locations. In real life, this would be extremely inefficient because you would want to build the wind turbines on top of the hill. But this is not quite real life, is it? So we'll go with some farmlands. Again, we don't need those roads, so that's going to be fine. And that's going to be fine. So just some farming in and around the area, like that. I just de-zone that little patch. Yeah, let's get rid of that. That's not required, so we can use the railway as a bit of a boundary. Okay, there we go. Excellent. So if we save and exit. Fabulous! Right, so we got Crackton and Crackton Hill. So if we just delete the city name. So yeah, we can see that the farmland sort of wraps itself around the railway track a little bit. I tell you what, it looks a bit odd actually without building something here. So because of this line, so you see where the farm runs alongside the river, it's the line. It doesn't look right. I think we have to build a bit more in here. So again, this is just Crackton Hill though. So I won't reconcile. I'll go with you know, a couple of trees. Doesn't have to be much. Yeah, so we'll go Crackton Hill again, and it's technically the whole hill is Crackton Hill. So if we pop into this first one, let's grab the road, and we will build a road that basically just comes off of here, that disappears into the next section of Crackton Hill, is basically what I'm trying to do. So then if we pop into here, we don't need to reconcile, but the road then comes in. So then this is also Crackton Hill. And so we just need to run the road along the bottom of the hill, basically. So unless we sort of curve it around a bit more. Wow, that's brutal. Wouldn't want to drive over that. And it just comes over here and sort of finishes over there unless we decide to go further on. So again, we just need a bit of farmland around here. It's going to be really odd, obviously, because of the... And if anything, probably just end it there. Yeah. Just end the farms there, if we can. And naturally, we need some power, so a couple of wind turbines is probably going to be sufficient. Yes, I know. And that should look a lot better. I think it will. Yeah, so it still looks a little bit weird, but we know it's there. It does still look a bit odd. I would have preferred it if it had created the brownfield ones instead of the green fields. But no, there's not much we can do there. But that looks better. This straight piece in here is marginally annoying. I'm not convinced I like that. But yes, what can we do? Eh? It is the way it is. We'll leave it like that. That's fine. So this bottom section is starting to shape up rather nicely. Rather liking the look of what we've got going down here. We've got plenty of rural space, of course, because this is around the outside of the major city. And we can obviously see, we can actually see the motorway here, even without transportation view. We can see the motorway. And that's the ring road that's going to keep going and is probably going to go all the way around eventually. Hopefully, that would be nice. That's the way I want it to go. So if we do look at the transportation map, yeah, we can see that that's the motorway. This is sort of, yeah, just rural areas. We can see the roads. It eventually disappears into the hills. And then this, yeah, we don't really know what we want to do with this yet. But actually, considering these two here, I don't really know what I want to do here, actually, with these two. I actually don't know. I don't know what I want to do here. Maybe create more farmland here, I suppose, but then that makes that a bit redundant. Because then if I create more farmland here, then it's going to look like a straight line along there, and that's not really what I'm after. Unless we sort of... I suppose we could... Let's go back into Crafton itself. And I am going to draw a road, but we could make it look a bit different. So, if we draw a road that comes across there, come back out... Pop in here. We might be able to do something here. So, oh, where's the road? Oh, I built it on the wrong. I think I sent it in here instead, which is not what I wanted to do. No, I didn't want to send it there. Whoops. Okay. So we need to bulldoze that, or even just bulldoze the end of it. Yeah, get rid of that. And move it further up. Shut up. There. Okay, right, so we could create something where we sort of curve the farm. It's really odd. So if we do this. Now the downside is these trees don't actually show up on the region view. But I'm going to use that as a marker. And so we'll go Crafton Plains. We'll go with that as well. It's all part of the same area, so technically Crafton is actually a bigger area as opposed to... And yeah, we'll just grab this and just use the trees as a bit of a... like that. We will build, because the trees won't show up on the region view, which is marginally annoying, but what I'm aiming to do is build all the farms in and around here like this, so it looks like I'm building some sort of curvy... Oh, crap, didn't mean to get rid of that inner one. Dezoning costs in this game as well, that's the other really crazy thing. Right, so then I will do that. I suppose we could do that. Then we want to dezone this. Do it again. And probably that top section like that. Something rather like that. And hopefully this will look mildly decent. Right, there is a small piece up there, I know, that hasn't been zoned, you know, that I needed to dezone. I do know that that's there. Relax. Okay, so that you can actually see the trees a little bit. You can't see them very well, but they are there. So what we could do then is go a bit ham with some trees over there. And that might look a little bit better. And it does. Okay, so it looks like we've got a little bit of a foresty area going here. You can't see them that well though, which is really annoying. I hate that you can't see trees that well when they're like that. You can see them up on the hills like this. This is nice. But when they're on flat terrain like that, it blends in so much with the dark background that you can't see them very well. But I can just make them out. So I can see that they are there, which is marginally annoying. But you can see them a bit more with the boundaries on, I suppose, actually. When the boundaries are on, you can see that they're there. So that's not too bad. But yeah, you got to be eagle-eyed for that one. So one thing we could potentially do is make this this river here into a loop. It can loop all the way around, and we can technically make this middle bit into an island, which is quite a good idea. And then maybe on another area we can then have the river peeling off somewhere or going off this way. I don't know. We could definitely do that. That's definitely a possible option. But yeah, I actually quite like the idea of making this into a little island over here, and then sending the river off somewhere. Maybe eventually join into this one, or maybe join into some sort of ocean somewhere. Not sure. That's it for now, though. So cheers for watching, guys. This has been myself, Matt the Tomato. Be sure to subscribe to follow the series, and join me next time for more SimCity 4 and our playthrough where the region is one big city. See you later, guys.